Alright guys, update version 0.15 patch notes here. This goes live tomorrow after the 24-hour maintenance, crazy long maintenance. There's a lot of back-end stuff happening. Hopefully it'll be worth it. So let's dive in. Welcome to the final patch of Early Access Season 3 Champions. The Mad Mage Argus emerges from the depths, harnessing the full force of the Soul Storm, and ready to wreak havoc on the battlefield with his devastating blend of magic and machinery. Argus isn't all we have for you this week, however. Version 0.15 is sending out Season 3 with a bang, literally. New explosive flowers, so they are just calling them explosive flowers, okay, have sprouted up across the map, which combined with some major improvements to jungle AI and pathing means the battlefield is more dangerous than ever before. This patch also sees the introduction of Amber, a brand new currency that's replacing our previous method of hero acquisition, thank God, and the implementation of an entirely rebuilt backend alongside initial improvements to matchmaking. Matchmaking changes. That's still not all. Alongside the usual sweep of balance changes, we've also overhauled item descriptions to make them easier than ever to understand, along with a few more changes that we'll hope you enjoy. Version 0.15 is no small patch. We've got a lot to get through, so let's jump in. Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to take a bit. Argus, new hero. Alright. I did cover this in my Argus gameplay video, but I'll cover it here anyway. Abilities: Disintegrate, his passive. Argus's abilities apply a stack of disintegration for 3 seconds, causing subsequent instances of ability damage to deal 2 plus 1.5% of your magical power as bonus magical damage. Each stack of disintegration deals 40% more damage, stacking infinitely, capped at 12 against jungle monsters. I'm not going to give my thoughts on the character balance or give any further explanation. Oh, this is nice that they're doing this. That's cool. Or I'm not going to give any more thoughts because I've already covered this in the other video that was uploaded today. If you want to understand more about the character, go there, check that out. Flux Bolt, basic attack. Range basic attack, dealing 54 plus 60% bonus physical power as physical damage. Dread Nova, primary, his Q, cooldown 16 seconds going down to 12 at max level, cost 60 going up to 80 mana at max level. Argus lobs an unstable orb of arcane energy. Upon landing, it explodes, dealing 85 going up to 185 at max level, plus 60% of your magical power as magical damage to all targets hit and stunning them for 1.25 seconds. Ether Crystal, his secondary, or his E. Cooldown 14 all levels, cost 60 going up to 80 at max level. Effect: Argus summons an ether crystal at target location for 2 seconds. The crystal will produce a storm that deals 20 going up to 60 damage at max level, plus 18% magical power as magical damage every 0.5 seconds to nearby enemies, and slows them by 40% for 0.5 seconds. After the duration of the crystal will implode, pulling all nearby enemies within to the center. Very cool ability. Particle Shredder, his alternate or his right click, cooldown 6 seconds going down to only 2 at max level, and cost 8 going up to 20 at max level. Effect: Argus fires projectiles from his abyssal staff for up to 3.5 seconds. Each projectile consumes mana and deals 18 going up to 50 at max level, plus 10% of your magical power per blast as magical damage. At maximum rank, Particle Shredder may be fired indefinitely, provided you have the mana to spare. Synaptic Obliterator, his ultimate. Cooldown 120 going down to 80 at max level, cost 100 flat across all levels. Effect: after a short delay, Argus channels energy for up to 8 seconds as he deploys his ultimate weapon and fires up to 3 powerful terrain-piercing energy beams that can travel up to 5,000 units of distance. Each beam deals 90 going up to 170 at max level, plus 30% of your magical power as magical damage, increased by up to times 2.25 based on the target's missing health, and slows enemies hit by 60% for 0.5 seconds. New soft currencies here. Amber. Amber is an earnable soft currency that replaces our existing hero acquisition progress, also known as the contract system. You can earn Amber as season rewards by leveling up or by completing PvP matches, and at the time of release, it will only be usable for unlocking new heroes. We have heard that there was going to be a free currency used to unlock the affinity system for free. We're going to assume maybe that Amber is that same currency. It's just not put in yet. Maybe they want to balance out how much it's going to cost. Who knows? So, hero price overview. This is in comparison to contract systems. So if a character only had one contract stage, it's 800 amber, 2,150, 3 stages, 3,870, 4 unlock stages, 6,020, 5 unlock stages, 8,600. Platinum cost is unchanged. It's still the 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. And new heroes for the first week will cost more. For the first week, they will cost 10,320. So get used to these two numbers. They're probably the numbers I would assume you're going to be seeing most commonly. And platinum, there is no upcharge. Argus will be a slight discount on launch, only costing 8,600. Cool. If you've unlocked Argus before version 0.15 using the old XP system, you'll have him fully unlocked and ready to play once live. If you're partway through unlocking him, your progress will be converted to Amber, along with other partially unlocked heroes. So if you had Quang at stage 4, you would get 6,020, presumably. This Amber will be added to your account as soon as version 0.15 goes live, so that's awesome. Store update, we got the Argus skin. Oh, it's a bundle, actually, so it's got the spray, the banner, the icon, and the skin. Very cool. It's a 6 skin, by the way. Ooh, nice little crunch skin. What's this? I'm gonna have to check this one out. He looks cool. Oh, look at that. Double Agent Twin Blast. I'm a big fan of that one, too. Price changes. Okay, so these are some price changes to characters for their contracts. Bellic is a cheap one. God damn. Explosive flowers are in the game, or blast flowers as they were called, I believe, in League. So these little guys are used to traverse around the map. These new environmental hazards explode shortly after being damaged by a basic attack, as you can see from the video here. This video is really nice to have. Awesome. They don't deal any direct damage to heroes, but anyone caught in the blast radius will be catapulted back or up into the air. This new mechanic brings even more verticality to Predecessor, providing new and unique opportunities for heroes to navigate their way around the map, surprising their foes in creative new ways. One thing I do like about this is, if you're a character who doesn't have a jump to get into Prime Pit for steals, or to even like start it necessarily, you would have to walk all the way around or flash in even for characters with jumps. That half a second that you saved jumping, like on Rampage, to get to the Prime faster, now you can also use the flower to launch in, could actually make or break. We'll see. So initial spawn time 4 minutes, respawn time 2 minutes 30 seconds. Spawn locations, both red side jungles. These are going to be in between the 2 camp and the wall. That would be where the river bug is, to allow you to jump over that wall, get into the rivers. The blue buff locations are right behind the blue buffs. Those will let you jump up into the tier 2 tower windows, if that makes sense, hopefully. Dual lane alcove, so that's the little spot where the gold buff is. There's a little wall blocking the gold buff off. It's on the other side of that wall, so you can launch up onto either side's ledge. And solo lane or off lane is the same thing with the cyan buff. You can launch back up onto the ledges. Very interesting. I'm all for it. Jungle AI improvements. We're excited to share some significant improvements we've made to the AI in jungle. Our team has been hard at work on a number of improvements designed to make your jungling experience smoother, more strategic, and ultimately more rewarding. Clearer aggro, fewer frustrations. One of the biggest frustrations for junglers, especially newer ones, was the unforgiving nature of minion aggro. Previously, minions would instantly de-aggro the moment they left their camp radius. This often led to situations where you felt punished for trying to maximize the speed of your clear times by luring them to the edge of their camp. No more. We've implemented a new aggression bar displayed beneath the health bar of the jungle minions. This bar depletes as the minion moves further away from the camp, giving you a clear visual indicator of how much leash you have before it loses aggro. This allows for more strategic minion manipulation, opening up new possibilities for optimizing your jungle clears. So a lot of the time what you're going to be seeing is you're going to be pulling the camp. If you're doing your red, you're going to be pulling it towards your 5s, and I assume kind of clearing it at the spot where the bar is basically drained. Smarter pathfinding, more outplays. We've spruced up pathfinding for our jungle minions. They're now better at tracking champions and navigating through varied terrains of jungle, getting snagged on ledges and structures much less frequently. Better still, they can now even drop down ledges to pursue their prey, adding yet another layer of strategic depth. If a minion, I'm trying to think. No. I was gonna say, is there any ledge where the minions can actually get lost? I mean, maybe red camp, I could see them getting stuck somewhere. Can you kite enemy camps? Probably, right? I wonder if there's a spot where you could get a camp stuck. Could you hide someone's red buff, maybe? Interesting. Knowing when to strike. To further empower your jungling prowess, we added a handy quality of life indicator to the jungle, minion health bars. This indicator will let you know when your jungle item hunt is strong enough to finish off the jungle minion. Less guesswork, more strategic decision making. This is so good. This is so good. I'm so happy this is going to be. Raising the skill cap, lowering the barrier to entry. These changes are designed to achieve twofold goals. To increase the skill cap of jungle role by introducing new strategic possibilities. To make the jungle more accessible to new players by providing clearer information and reducing the punishment for minor mistakes. I think this will do both of these things, honestly. I believe these improvements will make jungling not only more enjoyable, but also more rewarding for players of all skill levels. As with all things, we'll be iterating on these changes based on your feedback, so hop in game, explore the new changes, and unleash your inner jungle master. I'm so excited. Jungle description, or item description improvements. I'm just so excited for the jungle. Item descriptions have received an overhaul. In keeping with our previous improvement to hero ability descriptions, items now spot much more digestible bullet point format. Not only does this make our item descriptions easier than ever to read and understand at a glance, but these changes have also improved our own automations, making the likelihood of mismatched or inaccurate description values from our side much lower. Another twofold improvement. Awesome, this is great. This is very clear. Super easy to digest. On every 4th successful auto, it's clear, releases a chain to 7 targets. Easy to see what's happening. The only unfortunate thing is the math doesn't appear to be displayed here. So, well, the math is there, the final answer is not. So, you'd have to know the value yourself, unfortunately. And then, yeah, the stacks super easily displayed, bullet points. It's a good format. I just wish we had a way to see our current total damage. Would be nice. Matchmaking and back-end improvements. Matchmaking, obviously always a hot topic in Predecessor, isn't it? Version 0.15 also comes with the unveiling of our brand new fully custom built back-end. Ever since Predecessor was first released in early access, we've been working with a back-end provider to handle all of our game services, service scaling, and of course matchmaking. While this is absolutely crucial for getting Predecessor out to players around the world initially, we ultimately found ourselves repeatedly running into limitations when trying to match our own specific development goals to the provider's more generalized offerings. In the pursuit of independence and autonomy, with an eye towards future sustainability and development, our team has been hard at work for many months now, rebuilding the entire backend of Predecessor from the ground up, giving us complete ownership and control over all our services and backend code base. Obviously a great thing. This is a monumental task undertaken by our engineering team, but the value it brings cannot be overstated. This change fully unlocks the flexibility to make backend changes and improvements without reliance on the approval of development pace of a third-party provider. This means faster backend development for new features, a more consistent and reliable service, and better visibility into opportunities to continually raise our own standards for the Predecessor experience. Most significantly for many players, however, is that this also means it's finally time for a brand new matchmaker. Just speaking on the backend thing a bit, this is absolutely massive for Predecessor, and if it's true, the amount of work it really took, you know, we can put that focus into so many other things and getting things out faster. This has the potential to be huge, and I'm sure is a lot of stress off of Obeda's shoulders, at least in the end. The first iteration of our custom matchmaker rolls out alongside the new backend in version 0.15, and it should make for a more moderate step up in speed and quality when compared to the old system. Most importantly, however, we were able to optimize and adjust what we want when we want. We expect the new matchmaker to be an upgrade across the board, but we also know there may be some teething issues as we transition to this new code base. Please reach out to us with any questions, quirks, or issues you might have encountered, and we'll work with your feedback to further improve what we hope represents a big step forward for Predecessor. Additionally, we aim to release a deeper dive into this new backend in upcoming blogs, so stay tuned. If that comes out today or tomorrow, I will hopefully be able to cover it and get it out to you. I'm very interested. Hopefully this is good news. We'll see. We'll see. End of season rewards. With season 3 over now, you might be wondering, when will I get those tasty rewards you worked so hard for? We'll begin distributing season rewards shortly after the version 0.15 game update based on your player level at the time of the version 0.15 game update. Check out all the good things we'll be sending out in our dedicated season 3 blog post. Sure. So, to remind y'all what you're getting, you are getting, for level 20, the Emerald Muriel skin, level 30, the Emerald Steel skin, level 40, the Emerald Wraith skin, level 10, the Stormcaller profile icon, which you're actually allowed to see the image now. Kind of cool. Level 15, Arcane Conduit profile icon, level 25, the Jump Pad VFX, level 35, the Recall VFX, and those are your rewards, plus all of the currency for reaching different levels. So the amber for reaching level 50, 60, 70, 80, and 100. I'm excited for the emerald stuff. The emerald stuff looks really, really cool. I also just realized I'm not zoomed in like I normally am. Where are we here? Account level. As of version 0.15 and the end of early access season 3, we're resetting player levels for the final time. Oh, the final time. Starting March 5th, all players will be reset to player level 1. Leveling will begin again, with rewards being immediately given out for each level. Our new currency, Amber, will be rewarded for every single level, with even more Amber being given every 4 levels. Interesting, every 4. Sorry, I'm just gonna die into my hoodie real quick. On the way to level 30, there's a couple even bigger Amber drops, plus a pair of new profile icons and a new spray shown below. That spray's adorable. Sure, I don't think I would ever use this. I might use the spray. The spray's cute, but over the year we'll be expanding the rewards available from leveling up. Changes will be retroactive too, so don't be afraid to get stuck in. Controller updates. Here it is. If you were interested, you can pause, but I don't know how many of us are interested. I'm not interested. Sorry. Other improvements. It is now possible to mute teammates' pings on the scoreboard. Thank God. New intro music will now play upon starting a match. Interesting. Added support for AMD Fidelity, FX, Super Resolution. I don't know what that means, but sure. Alright, hero changes. Let's get into actual balance. Countess, base mana increase from 350 to 370. Oh, Shadow Slip. Uh-oh. Primary magical power scaling increased from 30% to 35%. Blade Siphon. Oh, damage increased from 70 going up to 210 at max level to now 80 going up to 220 at max level. Mana cost changed from 50 going up to 70 at max level to now 60 at all levels, but the magical power scaling has been decreased from 75 to 80%. So we're taking away some of the power from Blade Siphon and adding it onto Shadow Slip. Now, with the 5% extra scaling, that could be pretty spooky. So we'll see. We'll see. All in all, right? It's gonna break out. It breaks out to 10 more damage, right? And she has more mana. So, it's fine. Yeah. This is more so a mana change than anything else. Alright, Stoicism. A bug fix no longer gains 2 time stacks under certain conditions. I don't even know what the certain conditions were. Hope we don't. Oh, it's a picture of Quang that's missing. Okay. Flame Turret, Iggy's primary. It's just getting a buff. Damage magical power scaling increased from 16% to 18%. Yeah, I feel like his turrets are kind of underwhelming. So, sure, why not? As a ranged hero, to me, they're underwhelming. Melee heroes, I find them kind of annoying. I wish melee did more damage to the turrets. Wang! I feel like they missed the mark on this character a little bit. So, they are trying to remedy that with this patch. I have seen the patch notes already, through the test server that I was getting to play Argus on. Base health regeneration decreased from 1.6 to 1.4. I'm not too worried about that. Base armor decreased from 32 to 30. Base mana decreased from 375 to 355. Mana growth, however, increased from 40 to 44. Surge of the Heavens, his secondary, the dash. Surge of the Heavens, knock up height decreased by 20%. Stun duration decreased from 0.75 to 0.65. So a bit of a nerf on his main CC chain, I guess. Light of Heavens, alternate the zap the sword on the ground to deal true damage, or zap yourself to get a shield. Shield decreased from 70 going up to 210 to now 70 going up to 170 at max level. Shield power magical power scaling increased from 45% to 50%. However, they did add 8% bonus health scaling to the shield, so that's going to be very interesting. Oh, on a bug fix, the now correctly applies items such as Megacosm. I guess this affects his early game kind of hard, which is needed. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know. I think there needed to be more done. Maybe. Like, maybe base health growth? Or base armor growth, honestly. Maybe one of those two could go up. I think health growth, honestly, might have been the play. Anyway. Morgesh. Base mana decreased from 395 to 355. Mana growth increased from 380 to 42. 5, her primary projectile gravity decreased by 15%, and the speed also decreased by 15%. Oh. So this hurts her early game, which is, I think, honestly kind of fine. So yeah, it's more so just gonna be like they're slightly nerfing her early, like probably like what level, like 1 through 3 in lane, and then I was just getting some feeling adjustments, I suppose. Narbash, we keep changing Narbash. Armor growth decreased from 4.2 to 4. Sure, less tanky Narbash. Song My People, magical power scaling increased from 8% to 9%. Healing per rhythm stack decreased from 0.2 going up to 0.4 at max level to now 0.2 going only up to 0.3 at max level. Was Narbash problematic? I really hadn't seen like teams playing much Narbash, so I'm curious. Unfortunately, Narbash is just straight up a nerf, unfortunately. Well, unlucky. I don't know that I agree with that, but it is what it is. Phase no longer fails to cast when swapping between allies. Telekinetic link, bug fix, cool. That character's super frustrating to use. Rampage. All right, total physical power scaling on Rumble. The bongos decreased from 90% to 85%. Behemoth is ultimate. We keep nerfing Rampage. Temporary health decreased from 300 going up to 600 max level to now only 250 going up to 450. And the cooldown increased from 120 going down to 90 at max level to now 130 going down to 90 at max level. So at max, it's still the same cooldown. Yeah, people have been playing Rampage again. He's felt good. This isn't a huge nerf. I mean, well, actually, the ult's pretty significant. It's 150 HP nerf. Yeah. Sorry, Rampage. Unlucky. Stop being so good, I guess. Revenant health decreased from 635 to 620. Base physical armor increased, interesting, from 24 to 28. 4. Mana increased, okay. I actually just played Rev and I did notice I was lacking mana early. From 300 to 320. Alright. That is a good buff for Revenant. Help him out in the early game. Help the boy out. Did feel like he was struggling. Richter. Base mana decrease from 320 to 300. That's... Oh. Base mana regen decrease from 1.6 to 1.3. Bro, you're gonna throw a hook and you're gonna have to recall. Hello? Shock therapy. Okay. Damage changed from 65 going up to 205 to now 60 going up to 220. Oh, it's a buff. I thought this was nerfed. I thought this was a base nerf. And it gains 5% magical power scaling. Alright, from 50 to 55. So it's straight up buff to shock therapy. Interesting. Electrocute, his secondary. Bonus health scaling increased from 7% to 8%. Now correctly deals 90 going up to 290 at max level instead of 110 going up to 280 max level. So it's worse. It's worse the first two levels, even level 3, and now better. Damn. Okay. Will no longer go on cooldown immediately if interrupted at the start of its cast animation. Can no longer be cast twice at the end of the ability's duration, so there was like an infinite speed boost bug on Richter. Whiplash. Damage decreased from 50 going up to 170 to now 40 going up to 160, but the mana cost went down 20. Interesting. Which breaks even with his... Skewer Ultimate. Damage per instance decreased from 125 going up to 225 to now 110 going up to 220, but gains magical power scaling increased from 50 to 60%. There's a lot going on here. This is interesting. This ability is gonna hit kind of hard, right? Electrocute's gonna kind of hit hard. Are we worried about this? Maybe? Maybe? I don't know. Sereth. Mana regen increased from 0. She only had 0.8 to 1.3. Cold, Falling Grace, her passive cooldown refund decreased from 75% to 70%. Chastise, the little wing flap. Damage changed from 80 going up to 260 to now 85 going up to 245. But bonus physical power scaling increased from 75% to 85%. Chastise is going to be kind of swanging now. In the early game especially. Heresy, her ultimate cooldown increased from 90 to... Oh, it's... Okay. To now 110 at level 1 going down to 80 at max level. Bonus attack speed increased from 20% going up to 40 at max level to now 20% going up to 50 at max level. Alright. Sparrow. Her basic attack is getting a 5% increase to its scaling from 80% to 85. That's going to be massive for her. Titan Sense, this is her auto attack stem. Attack speed increased from 30% going up to 50% at max level to now 35% going up to 55% at max level. Cooldown now occurs when the buff ends. Cooldown decreased. This is to mitigate that from 20 going down to 16 to now 12 going down to 8. Mana cost changed from 40 going up to 60 max level to now 50 flat at all levels. Inner Fire, her ultimate movement speed increased from 5% to 8%. Bonus physical power decreased, however, from 10 going up to 40 max level to now 10 going up to only 30 at max level. Cooldown increased from 100 going down to 80 at max level to now 110 going down to 80 at max level. Side arrow damage percent increased from 50% going up to 70% to now 50% going up to 80%. Significant buffs for Sparrow. She's gonna be hitting. She's gonna be swinging for the fences, and she's gonna be doing it fast. Wraith. Oh my god, we're buffing Wraith, aren't we? Okay, bonus physical attack, our bonus physical power scaling increased from 80% to 85%. We haven't even got the items yet. Holy shit. Peekapoo's primary damage decreased from 60 going up to 160 to now 40 going up to 120. Bonus physical power scaling decreased from 70% to 60%. Mark max health damage changed from 5 going up to 10% at max level to now flat 8% at all levels. Mark magical power scaling increased from 2.5% to 3%. Slow changed from 35% to 28 going up to 40% at max level. Surprise, surprise, his secondary percent physical penetration changed from 8% going up to 16 at max level. Now 6% going up to 18 at max level. Movement speed decreased from 25% to 20%. Knock Knock, his alternate scaling changed from 85% total physical power to 120% bonus physical power. Magical power scaling increased from 65% to 70%. Damage changed from 50 going up to 150 at max level to now 95 going up to 195 at max level. This kind of almost arguably balances out. This character, this is complicated. This ultimately, I think, isn't... I think it's kind of a slight buff, maybe. I would have to reread it again. Honestly, I'm trying to go fast. The item changes that are coming up, this character got buffed. Item changes, we made it. Eviscerator. The cooldown's going down from 90 to 60. Reasonable item again, so people will actually pick it up maybe. Ice Scorn Talons, cooldown increase from 40 going up to 45. I think that's appropriate. That crest is so good. Alchemical Rod, font mana stack increase from 4 to 5. This now means the required amount of minions to kill goes down from 100 to 80. 20% stack rate increase. Soul Chalice, potent font mana to physical power conversion decreased from 2.5 to 2. Imperator, physical power decreased from 60 to 55. Precision critical strike damage increased though from 15% to 20%. Big crits, big numbers make brain go happy. Onyxian Quiver, multi-shot damage increased from 13 to 39% to 15 to 45%. So just a pretty decent buff. Vanquisher losing 10 of its pen, losing 2 pen, going down from 12 to 10. Dread, magical armor increased from 30 to 35. Scourge bonus physical power decreased from 20 to 15. Sinister shield damage reduction decreased from 25% to 20%. Echelon Cloak gets 5% more attack speed going from 15 to 20. Still not building that stupid item. Infernum, physical power decreased from 50 to 40. Ability haste decreased from 20 to 15. 6 physical penetration added. This is interesting. This is very interesting for like Kalari, Feng Mao, maybe. See. Mind Razor, physical power increased from 40 to 45. Potent font mana to physical power conversion decreased from 2.5 to 2. Pain Weaver, seeing some adjustments. Splice physical penetration per stack decreased from 3 to 2. Splice movement speed per stack increased, however, from 2% to 2.5. So you are getting less flat pen for when you're thinking about Kalari and Feng Mao. Keep that in mind. Perforator, physical power decreased from 45 to 40. 6 physical pen added. Ability haste decreased from 25 to 20. Puncture armor penetration decreased from 38% to 28%. So this is again them putting flat pen on items to make it synergize more with the likes of Kalari and Feng Mao. Very interesting to have flat pen on your percent pen item like this. Basilisk, the best item in the game, finally gets nerfed after what, 4 months? Ability haste decreased from 20% or from 20 to 15. That's the nerf. All right, we did good. Berserker's Ats, Blitz damage decreased from 50 to 40. Blitz scaling changed from 7% bonus health to 3% max health. Bonesaw, fixed the bug where Colossal Thunder on-hit damage is not being reduced correctly by on-hit modifiers. Draconum, you want to know how to make this item good? Give it HP. Give it 250 or whatever it is, 350 HP. This item becomes good. Surge, healing per stack increased from 2% to 2.5. Flow healing on takedown scaling increased from 100% to 120. It is a significant buff, don't get me wrong. Mutilator, why are we doing this? Mutilate ability max health damage increased from 2% to 3%, because of course, when will we learn? Overlord, physical power increased from 25 to 30. Health decreased from 450 to 40. Colossal Cleave max health scaling increased from 2% to 2.5%. This item might actually be really good again. I might start building Overlord on like Chimera, maybe even Rampage, who knows. Tainted Blade physical power increased from 40 going to 45. Health decreased from 300 going to 275. I'm still not building this item. Azure Core, font mana per stack. It's the same thing. Change from 4 to 5 when you're stacking it. 80 kills required instead of 100. Magnify gets 5 more power. Still not building that item because there isn't a single character that wants to. Megacosm, cost decrease from 3,200 to 3,100. Magical power increase from 70 to 75, but ability haste going down from 20 to 15. The cost reduction kind of makes up for this, I feel like. That's still really good. Oathkeeper, magical power increase from 70 going to 75. Ability haste decrease from 25 to 20. I'm probably still never touching that. I don't know who I care about that on. Wraith leggings, Spectre movement speed decreased from 80 to 60, unfortunately. That item is fun. Requiem, gaining 5 power from 20 to 25. Wind Collar, magical power increased from 35 to 40. Elefrost, armor increased from... I don't like this Elefrost change, really. Armor increased from 30 going to 35. Frostblade damage increased from 25 to 40. Frostblade health bonus scaling decreased from 3.5 to 25. Here's the issue with this. I actually think the armors kind of makes this item more incentivized to buy this item over other physical armor items. This item, I'm never gonna... The whole point of this change is to like compete with like Fire Blossom and Overlord. I'm never buying this item first, ever. No shot. Tainted Guard cost increased from 2,850 2,950. Here's a bunch of bugs. Give those a read if you're interested. I'll leave it up here for a second. Holy bugs. Holy shit. Oh my god. There's so many bug fixes. Hello? What is happening? There's so many bug fixes. God damn. Known issues. Cosmetics need to be re-equipped. Special characters in names won't show up. Holy shit. We made it to the end. This video is so long. If you're here still, thank you for watching. Appreciate it so much. There's 2 videos on screen now. One of them is going to be the Argus gameplay. Go check that out. That's all for me. Bears out. Peace.